Buenas noches, Vancas. ¿Cómo estáis? Yeah, listen, in honor of Spain, we are using vosotros tonight, okay? So welcome to Chelsea Music Hall, and give it up for the Vankers you know and love, Brian and Matt of the Red Flags Podcast.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude!
Woo. Alonso! I would have thought. This has been the longest year and 3/4 of my life waiting for this to happen.
I mean, when Matt kind of was like, I'm going all in on this guy, Alonso, and I said, you know what, I'm with you because I love you, and I see that he's great, but I don't think this guy's ever winning another fucking race in his entire career. But I was wrong!
You were wrong. Can I just say, though?
Yeah.
I know I'm going to start out a little heavy.
Okay.
I was like, dying for him to make it, for him to like show his stuff, and now I feel like a little bit like the dog who caught the fire truck.
Oh, interesting.
We were talking about this back in the dressing room. Once I have something, I'm like uncomfortable. Like I was literally uncomfortable with how far up he was. I was like, and then Lance Stroll hit him. I'm like, I felt more comfortable with that. I was like, there we go.
Right.
Because like when I have nothing to complain about, it's just I have to deal with the void in myself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
and then when Lance Stroll hit him, I was like, I felt like I was home again.
Yeah.
And then and they're like, no, he's fine. I was like, what? Like something might actually work out. Where does that come from?
It comes from.
Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Tell me where that comes from.
It comes from your childhood. Hey,
my parents are literally.
They are, but you know what? We all have one, a childhood, and guess what? It affects us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And will affect you until the day you die.
I just need to accept the fact that Alonso's going to do really. But you know what I did realize though? I was like, what happens when I get everything that I want in life?
Right.
And then it's just. Is that all there is?
Is that all there is?
But then I realized something. He only got P3 and he's going to win the fucking championship. That's what I'm saying. Then I realized I'm back. I was back.
I mean, you know, you just got to let the good thing happen. You got to let the good times roll.
Yeah.
You like rooting for an underdog. What happens when the underdog is destroying the world? What's so beautiful about what's happening right now is that we hate Mercedes now, right?
We hate Mercedes. We hate.
Wait.
Okay. Wait. Raise your hand if you like Mercedes. Okay. I'm about to dismantle this. To dismantle this shit
Bring
in
it
5
down.
seconds. Okay. All right. Everybody who likes Mercedes, I want you guys to close your eyes.
Yeah. Okay, this is
Okay,
good.
I want you to close your eyes as an exercise. Everyone can do this. Everyone can do it. I want you to close your eyes.
Shut up. Okay,
have you guys never done fucking... What's that meditation app my girlfriend always wants me to do?
Headspace? Yeah, Headspace.
It's like fucking Headspace. Shut the fuck up. Everybody close your eyes.
You're about to be healed.
All right, I want you to picture the Mercedes organization, okay? Mm-hmm. I want you to picture Toto Wolff standing there. I want you to picture George Russell standing there. Oh, no, shut the fuck up. Use your imagination.
Hey, you're a fucking Mercedes fan. He's on Mercedes. Deal with it.
Okay, so don't boo the guy that they hired. I'm sorry. Don't boo me for reminding you of who they fucking chose.
Yeah.
Okay, so close your eyes. We have Mercedes, the brand. We have Toto Wolff. We have George Russell standing there. Let's remove Lewis Hamilton for a second. Let's just take him out of the equation. Let's just take him out of the equation. No, because we're talking about the team Mercedes.
Right.
Let's just remove Lewis, who's a little long in the tooth, who won't be there forever, and just put in Esteban Ocon. Do we like that team still? Is that team still cool? Or is it a German fucking team that takes themselves way too seriously, that has no sense of humor? Lewis Hamilton is that entire brand. When you remove him from it, it's a bunch of fucking German dickheads in button-down white shirts who clean the toilets meticulously
and made Valtteri Bottas fucking depressed. It's Toto Wolff, Mr. Mental Health King. The second Valtteri Bottas left there, he's like, I'm liberated, I'm free. Here's my bare ass on Instagram every day.
Yeah.
Toto Wolff, who claims to be he's so fucking media trained, he's so fucking Silicon Valley tech. Is ruining the fucking world, and Toto Wolff wants to think that he's a car guy. He's not a car guy. He's not a Christian Horner was right. I would suck Christian Horner's fucking dick 7-8 days out of the week. He's perfect, Max.
Toto Wolff is a finance guy.
Yes.
He's a finance guy.
And I think it's important. There were some Merc fans that were like, can't wait for Alonso to take it to Max. This is gonna be so fun to watch Alonso destroy Max.
No, he's just gonna butt fuck Mercedes.
Yes.
And not get close enough.
A big fucking burly fucking gorilla Jew and his fucking thick-necked, pumpkin-headed Jewish son with his broken fucking wrists are about to take down the fucking car provider of the Nazis.
Yes. One team is run by Jews. The other team used fucking forced labor of Jews in World War II. Look it up.
Is what it is.
It is what it is.
Is what it is, mate.
Who isn't rooting for Aston Martin right now? Who isn't rooting for them? It would be very bad in this climate not to be pulling for Aston Martin.
Yeah, Aston Martin.
With Kanye and the and the Gringotts goblins running loose.
Yeah.
Controlling the fucking gold in Gringotts. Moving out west and controlling opening studios probably. Wait. Yeah. So Aston Martin, we are all in on Aston Martin. They're run by Jews.
Right. We love that.
This is what I realized. This is another revelation that I had.
Yes.
And then we'll get into the race eventually.
Yeah.
Is Lance Stroll
the
best driver in the world without a foreskin? Because if you go through,
a really good point.
You go through the grid.
All these guys
are unfucking cut.
Yeah, dude. All these guys got some fucking cheese down there. You know what I mean, dude? Meanwhile, Lance Stroll's smooth, baby. Nothing's getting in them fucking crevices, okay, dude?
Hey, no UTIs for Lance Stroll.
If you fuck Lance Stroll, you will not get a UTI, okay?
And that's all we could say.
If you fuck George Russell, good luck.
Yeah.
Okay?
You better pee during it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? Otherwise, you were fucking getting a UTI. L'chaim. They better bring out
L'chaim.
You know what else I realized about George Russell?
What?
I don't know what he just said. I'm just gonna move on. So here's the other thing. You know what I realized about George Russell?
What?
And what makes me like him a lot more?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys.
Tell him.
So you guys, George Russell is you know how they do the brain swapping thing and Get Out?
Uh-huh.
I feel like the old white people, they just couldn't find a black guy.
Uh-huh.
And they just did it with George Russell.
Right.
And it's just a corny old white guy in a corny young white guy's body.
Yeah, like Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield in the beginning of Get Out. He's wearing wearing the dumb fucking hat, and he's he's been fucking possessed. That's George Russell.
That's George Russell. And he's like, look how young I am. Look at my abs.
The pose. I mean, hey, as a theater kid, respect.
Yeah.
As a theater kid, he's bringing big theater kid energy to the opening credits of Formula One. But it's I don't know what he thought with that.
No, and he was really good in Parade in 1978.
Oh, I see.
Because he's
okay.
Once you realize that George Russell is actually a really old
theater queen,
corny, white guy.
Yeah.
That swapped brains.
Yes.
Then you love him.
Sure.
Then he's awesome.
Then you love him, Merc fans. Merc fans down front.
You guys realize that you guys just really like Lewis Hamilton, and that's cool. But I asked you if you were
Toto gets cool points, and
he doesn't deserve.
Well, first off,
he doesn't deserve them. He fucked up so bad. He just said, like, after today was like, yeah, our car is fucked up. We went in the wrong direction. Yeah, but it's not George's job to make the car.
Well, George, after the race, I don't know if you saw these quotes after the race. George was like, yeah, like, I think that Max is just going to win every race this year. He said Max is going to win every race this year. If he was a betting man, that's what he would bet. George Russell was actually being fucking wild on the microphone. You know, does anyone here play the video game, the F1 video game? Yeah, not that many of you because we're not fucking losers, dude. We all have lives. We don't fucking post our clips on the internet of us doing fucking sim racing in our fucking home rig.
Yeah, we just
we're not
do like
fucking
little
betas. Anyway, I played it a little bit, right? So when you play, but I didn't like it because I'm fucking have other things going on with my life. Anyway, when you play it after the race, they give you like, what can you say? Like, can you say what's your response to this? And you can. There's lots of different options. And if you kind of criticize the team, it's like 10 points lost from morale. Like the morale of the team has like whatever.
It's like this is the smart thing to say, and this is it's literally the down button. If you hit the down button, it's like you could crush your team right now.
Yeah, and George Russell came out after the race and was just like, this shit's fucked, man. Like, this sucks.
And Lewis was so upbeat. I'm like, Lewis, who has put so much sweat equity into this team, who has very little runway left, was like, I'm feeling great. You know, I'm really positive. George Russell's like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, ain't never driven a car this bad before.
Yeah, dude, I mean, no, because Toto Wolff said, like, that they went in the wrong direction. Like, he was like Ron Burgundy when he jumps into the bear pit. Like, I immediately regret this decision.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, he committed so hard to this fucking like fat-shaming fucking side pod.
That's right. This fucking dysmorphic car that they're trying to make happen. But honey, we're not doing that anymore, okay? It's toxic.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing.
Have a fucking busty sidecar.
Here's the thing, though. Is that car sucked last year, and they show up with the same fucking car this year, and then they're getting beaten by their fucking Jewish customer team, which is back at Germany, unacceptable.
Yeah.
And then unacceptable, and then they're like, yeah, I think we went in the wrong car direction. It's like, how many fucking times do you have to fucking suck before you switch directions? It's like, if I went on a couple of dates with, like, if I made a bold fashion choice like they did, and I wore like a fedora to a date.
Yeah.
And I was just not getting called back.
Right.
After 3 or 4 dates, I would maybe say, maybe it's the fedora.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He went on 23 dates with a fedora. No one called him back. And then he's like, I think next year, I'm going to rock the fedora again. Because that's what happens when you're that tall and good looking. You have too much confidence.
Yes.
I mean, could you imagine getting dating advice from Toto Wolff?
Right, yeah. He'd be like,
just be 6'4", have $500 million, and be really, really handsome.
Toto Wolff made his whole fortune because he found this fucking nerdy kid in Austria who had made a streaming website before it was a thing.
It was it was
what?
WhatsApp type of thing.
Okay, sure. It was like some
Doesn't matter.
Some nerd in Germany,
who you'll never hear about,
who you would never fucking know about. And then Toto Wolff drove up in his fucking Porsche, got out, the shadow cascaded over this little man's body, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do whatever you say." Toto Wolff took 50% of this fucking kid's company, and one of the things in the contract was that he was like, "Can I drive your Porsche sometimes, Toto?"
Because maybe I can be like you.
Because then maybe I can be like you, and that's how Toto Wolff made his entire fortune.
Pretty much.
And then had a midlife crisis. And then was like, got to get back into the racing thing that like I kind of was into at one point. Then was like, let me just buy a piece of Williams.
Yeah.
The reason that Williams is owned by a VC company, again, the foundation of all evil, VC. Shout out to one of our daddies of the pod. We will shout you out in a bit. Is that fucking, now I lost my train of thought, but is that,
Toto Wolff, fuck Toto Wolff.
Whatever, fuck Toto Wolff, yeah. Then he got into a car crash because he was like trying to break a record
that nobody cared about.
That no one cared about.
This is a sad
This is a real thing. He tried to break a record on the Nürburgring that people were like, hey, like no one cares about this record. Like Formula One cars beat it in the 70s. Like it's just your Porsche. You want to drive your Porsche around this thing and claim that you have something. Then gets into a really bad accident. Then Susie Wolff, who...
Wait, I don't know where you're going with this.
I just think... Well, we did it on the Patreon, but I think everyone just needs to know how this man is where he is today, and he's being fucking found the fuck out. Merck will never win a championship. for the rest of time. And if Lewis wants to win a championship, he better fucking leave. Is what I think.
Well, no, because
that's what I think.
Because Toto Wolff joined up right before the engine regulation, before the big reg change, and Braun was in charge of that, of designing that new regulation change.
Toto inherited the golden goose. And then it's been shitting golden eggs. And Lewis Hamilton is like, yeah, I'm the best. Look at my perfect golden eggs. And Toto's like, I'm the best too, right, guys? And now it's a different era, and the fucking era's over, and the man who's fucking taking him down is Fernando fucking Alonso.
Hey, but at least their toilets are clean.
Yeah, their toilets are clean. Okay, let's get off it.
I just really hope Red Bull's toilets look like a fucking Taco Bell.
Dude.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Red Bull's just like a fucking frat house, bro. Okay, let's get into this race. I mean, this race was boring. I mean, in a way.
Before we get to the race.
Yeah, what?
Before, one more rant.
Okay,
one more rant?
Yeah, of course.
All this fucking Schadenfreude for McLaren.
Oh.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. All these people that are like, Daniel must be dancing right now. Daniel out here winning.
Yeah.
Okay, how easy are your guys' lives that you think Daniel's the victim here? Like, people out here are actually upset for him.
Right.
And let me just start here. I like Daniel Ricciardo. I just hate his fucking fans. They're so annoying that they think he was paid $18 million after being really bad at his job to go away, and people are out running benefits for him. Who thinks he was a victim here? Raise your hand. Okay.
The Aussies.
Okay. Blind nationalism, because that never hurt anybody. Okay. So wait a minute. Okay. So let's say you hire me. Okay. I'm an interior designer. Let's say you hire me. You're gonna hire me to redecorate your house, right? That's what you're gonna pay me a lot of money to do, because you hear that I'm the best, and I tell everyone that I'm the best, and I'm the best looking. Okay, and I have a huge fan base for my interior decorating. Okay, you hire me. Okay. Instead of feng shuiing, whatever the fuck interior decorators do, I proceed to shit all over your apartment. Smearing shit all over the world, jerking off, jizzing everywhere, just cum and shit. I'm not stopping. I just keep going. And the value of your apartment and all your upholstery and all your furniture is just plummeting as I just jerk off and shit, and I'm smearing the jizz, and I'm pissing, and I cut myself, and I'm bleeding everywhere, and you just want me out of there, right? You want me out of there. And the only way I'll leave is if you pay me $18 million. So you pay me $18 million to stop shitting all over your apartment and jizzing all over the apartment, and I leave, I take my $18 million, and then I go on the internet and make you out to be the bad guy? What kind of shit is that? How? Am I crazy? Am I crazy?
You're not crazy at all, Matthew. You know, Matt, before the show, he goes, just want to I'm not responsible for anything that happens out there, okay? When I do this, I go into a blackout state. I listen to it after the fact and think, Jesus, I said that. But you know what? It's a fucking joy to witness and be next to. But I think there's also a part of it that's just like see what happens when Daniel leaves your team? Like, and it's like, as if Daniel was on the team, he would have been in fucking last place with Oscar Piastri and fucking Lando. Lando was a minute behind the person in last. Daniel would have been like 45 minutes in last.
And then people were like, guess Daniel wasn't the problem. Guess it was a McLaren. I'm like, do you understand that a car could be better one year and worse the next year?
No, everyone sucks. But and then there's this narrative that everyone wants is that Daniel's gonna replace Checo, right? Everyone wants it. Everyone wants that. It's just like, let it go. Let him go.
No. I actually want Daniel Ricciardo to replace Checo, so Max could beat the absolute
shit out of him.
Absolutely slaughter him.
Right.
It's just like, what do you want him to run into a buzzsaw?
Right.
Let him do donuts in Vegas.
That's what he's fucking amazing at. That's what he's amazing for. Let's talk about the race. Bahrain. Okay, Max is going to win the championship. He's probably going to win every race, like whatever. We'll get that out of the way. They're completely dumb. Who cares? Okay, let's talk about these battles between Alonso. We now know that Aston Martin is slithering, right? And
I love Alonso so much.
Yeah.
He is Voldemort. I wish I was Harry Potter so he could fucking kill my parents and fill me up with that Horcrux, Daddy.
Yeah, so you could be connected to him.
Yes, I could be connected to him forever. My parents are literally here.
Every time your head hurts, it's like you're actually like, oh. Like, oh, no, Alonso.
I'm literally like the guy Wormtail that's fucking resurrecting him. I'm singing fucking Parcel Tongue, trying to get him to rise, and now he has risen.
Right, he's risen.
Did you know, everyone's talking about Lance Stroll having fucking broken wrists.
Yeah.
Do you know that Alonso has only one pectoral muscle? He's literally Voldemort. If you look at him with his shirt off, like he has a fucking uniboob. He's got one chest muscle, and he's out here fucking beating guys who are like he's old enough to be their literal fathers. Mm-hmm. He might even be some of their fathers.
Right.
Half of them all had like Alonso carts growing up.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And they interviewed Alonso. It's like, did you know that Lando Norris's first card and Charles Leclerc? He goes, yes, they were all my cards. Yes, I know. He like cut him off. He was like, I don't care. Fernando Alonso is literally the greatest man to ever live.
Okay.
And I've been saying it.
Yeah, you have.
I've been screaming it into the abyss.
No, it's amazing for the pod. It's fantastic for the pod. I mean, like you've been saying now, and now everyone's like sucking his dick.
I've been here deep throating him.
Like
it's great. My jaw needs a break. Other people need to start doing it. I mean, I'll keep doing it if I have to.
Right.
Someone's got to keep the 41-year-old guy hard. I'll be his fluffer forever if I have to, but it's nice to see other people take the
No, you don't get to rate. I know you're a daddy, but you don't. This isn't a class. He's like raising his hand like I got something to say. No. Wait, maybe later. Maybe later. Okay. Fernando. Okay, so these battles, right? So let's say right now, what these battles felt like was that Mercedes, even though we know that like Lewis and George are like actually secret Slytherin, but right now let's just say that they're Gryffindor. Okay. And it was like when Cedric Diggory touches the thing and then fights Voldemort, and within 3 seconds he's fucking dead. That was Alonso's battle with fucking George. And then when he battled his old rival,
he's like, I don't need fucking DRS. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even know how that works.
Yeah. And then he's battling Lewis, and it's like when one of the older, like, Gryffindor, it's like Professor Lupin. Then all of a sudden, like, Professor Lupin's there, and he's like, no, boom, you dead too. I mean, like, this is what he does. And you know what's amazing about what Fernando's doing right now? Is, like, he knows the car's awesome. He's fucking loving it because he is a narcissist. The look on his face, he's in a constant state of brimming joy. He's like never been happier in his entire life. He cannot believe it. It's like
he was like, y'all forgot about Dre.
Yeah. He definitely can't believe it. But then all of a sudden now after the race he's like Lewis is, one of the greatest of all time, He's a legend. He's a legend of the sport.
And I just bent him over and made him grab his ankles. And fucked him.
Yeah.
That's literally what he's saying.
And he's saying he said that Lance Stroll is his hero. He said that after the race. He said Lance Stroll was his hero. He said earlier before the season.
Well, he's building up an equity because he knows he's going to fucking have to cash in on that. So, I mean, this thing, let's just not forget that this relationship, this beautiful relationship was almost over before it began.
Right, yeah.
I mean, Lance Stroll almost, first of all, in Austin, he almost killed him.
Yes.
Lance Stroll almost killed him.
Oh, right, and then in this race.
And he was like, I do not recall what happened. He was like, what incident? Alonso literally kept driving because he needed it not to end. He was like, no, nothing happened. My car just went airborne, but I don't know. What was that? It was a glitch.
Yeah, it was a good.
It was a glitch.
No one saw anything.
Yeah.
And then in this race,
nobody saw anything either when Alonso was like, someone hit me, and they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you on that. And then he was like, because he didn't know it was Lance, he goes, has that motherfucker gotten a penalty yet? And they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you on that. They're literally gaslighting him. They're not even telling him that it's Lance.
Yeah, could you imagine, though, if Lance had fully taken out and both the cars were out? Oh, this would be a different podcast.
Yeah, this would be a
whole other thing.
And I'd be feeling a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, because you'd be in a familiar place.
Familiar place of
But
outrage.
that doesn't mean it's a better place. Just means that it's familiar.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, what else happened in this fucking thing? I mean, there was Charles Leclerc. I mean,
no,
it wasn't even that. There was not even that much anger. It was just
resignation.
It was no. I mean, Fred, right? We interviewed Fred. We like Fred. on some level, we're like,
we're dying to root for this guy.
We're dying to root for you guys, but it's just, you make it easy to just shit on you because it's crazy.
It's somehow easier to root for the guy who bought his son a team.
Yeah.
And the most toxic man alive.
Yeah.
Then it's to root for Ferrari.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole thing of Ferrari's like, every PR statement has been like, well, we have fixed the, reliability issues. Those are gone now. And like, it's like, well, didn't Mattia build the engine and isn't Mattia gone now? We said it, we threw it on. Matt's all of a sudden now thinking in memes, because I'm like, for the internet, you got to think in memes. So Matt's like putting his brain towards meme culture now. And it's like in Game of Thrones.
It's like, tell Charles what did I say?
Tell Charles I want him to know it was me. The old lady who was like, I killed Joffrey.
Yeah.
It was fucking me, and let them fucking know.
Yeah,
Mattia Binotto, like, at home, like, yes, die, you fucking car. Yeah, so, I mean, that was we were hoping for the Ferraris to be something, but they're clearly in second.
Not even.
No, maybe not.
What are you talking about? Fernando passed Sainz. What was amazing is Fernando has such fucking car control.
Oh, right, yeah.
He gets right up here.
Yeah.
He gets right up here and then mwah.
Yeah.
And then at one point, the best radio is Carlos is like, he's not allowed to touch me. He was like, he's not allowed to touch, because Fernando just can get right up to.
Yeah. Right.
He's just fingering him a little bit, stroking him over the pants.
Yeah.
And Carlos Sainz like, you can't touch me.
Whoa.
He gets that fucking close, and he's playing like 4D chess. They're like, well, you can overtake him here. And he goes, they have more degradation. It'll be fine. He's like talking about fucking degradation levels. And Brundle's like, he spends 25% of his brain driving. The other 75% of his brain is like, he could like think outside the box. He's a genius. And when he fucking overtook Lewis on that crazy turn 9, because in the 9 to 10 on the fucking inside.
No one passes there.
No one passes there.
No one passes there.
And you know what else? I did some research about this. They said, where Lewis Hamilton, historically, the best it's ever done Bahrain 9 and 10. Like, that's his spec, because those are really hard turns, but Lewis is the best at those. And Fernando was like, not anymore, dude. Took him on the inside, okay?
Yeah.
Lewis caught him with his fucking pants down.
Yeah.
It was so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, they're like, overtakes happen here and here, and these are the DRS zones. Fernando Alonso doesn't fuck with DRS. He doesn't give a fuck, dude. If you watch him drive, he's always like fucking just like wrestling the car. He's like, it's like a fucking buffalo that he's wrestling to the ground. Like Carlos Sainz is like smooth operator. Like it's just smooth and it's slow. It's ultimately slow.
Dude, Fernando Alonso around corners like that, they're like, you can only pass here and here, and he's like Keith Raniere being like, that's a limiting belief, actually. That's a limiting. Hey, what would happen to you if you accepted that wasn't true? And then all of a sudden, like the girl in the duck, she's like, I stopped having the flu. That's he's a cult leader, and I would join the cult.
I would join the cult 1,000%.
And like, you've been convincing me for like a year and a half, and now the world, and now the world is starting to see what you saw, which I failed to see in the beginning, which now I see, and here we are. Fernando fucking Alonso. Okay, let's get up. We can come back to it.
Is there anything else other to talk about other than Fernando Alonso?
I mean,
he did all the fucking sick overtakes.
Yeah. I mean, what would this race have been without those battles? Like, it would have been.
Really would have been like
nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I mean, the race was there was a vibe of the race where it was like first day back at work. Like, all the pit stops were like slow. Like, at one point, they said that, like, Max was on hards when really he was on softs. Like, the TV crew was, like, fucking, like, catching up. It was just chaos. Obviously, Red Bull was just, like, not for us. Like, still 2-second fucking pit stops every single time. But then Lando had they were pumping air into his car, like, after everything, like, with a fucking, like
I just want to say,
up your bike tires.
Lando says he had no sympathy for Daniel. Like, after testing, he looked like he was going to cry.
Okay, yeah.
He looked like he was absolutely going to cry. I'm like, if you went through half of what Daniel went through, you'd literally jump in front of a fucking train. Okay? So I know I give Daniel a lot of stick, but to say I have no sympathy for Lando because I'm hot as fuck. Like, he's not hard.
No. He, in all the promos, like, he knows that this year is going to be bad. And he's like, I just signed on for 3 years, and, like, the car fucking sucks.
He signed on for 5 years. That's what you get for signing on to a mid-team.
Yeah, and then in all the, like, promo materials, when he's, like, talking about, they're like, so how do you think you're going to do this year? And he's like, Yeah, like, you know, it's, and they're like, what's your name? And he's like, I'm like Lando Norris, I guess. Like, you know, that's who okay, yeah, sure. Meanwhile, George Russell. Meanwhile.
Yeah, he's literally dying on the cross, according to him. I mean, I kind of feel bad for George Russell because he got in, like, it seems like he bought Apple, like, right.
Yeah.
Or he joined Facebook, like, right when Instagram popped off.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, I'm on Facebook now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, Facebook sucks.
No, that's very true. And
like,
he's seeing that, and Lewis is like, I got to make this thing work, and he's like, wait,
no, George Russell feels like Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
In the pilot, where he's just like, don't you feel like the best is behind us? Like all the good times are over. That's George Russell right now.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to get to Merck so bad, but like Merck.
We believe Toto Wolff, but that's the bad thing to do. Okay. Yeah, but the McLaren thing. We thought that they were going to be bad, but this is like on another level. I mean, he was like a minute behind Hulkenberg. I can only assume that they were like, let's just like get some more testing out of this. Like, there was no way he was going to.
It was just more data.
It was more data.
Because literally every time it was like, yeah, your engine's like out of air. So every time he pitted, they were just like pumping up his. Don't know what the fuck that. What would you say?
It's a Tesla.
It's a Tesla. Yeah, dude, fuck Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, we'll talk after the show.
Yeah,
and then you and I can chop it up.
Yeah, fuck Tesla, dude.
Fuck Tesla,
fuck
though.
Elon, dude. Another tech guy. Tech people.
Everybody's
just ruining the world.
Yeah. Toto Wolff, tech finance guy.
Yeah. That's why you need a car guy.
Yeah.
That's why you need a guy who's down to earth, like Christian Horner. Obviously, obvi jerk, but a guy who knows he's.
But I realize this.
Yeah.
He doesn't take himself that seriously though. Like Toto Wolff takes himself very seriously.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like Christian Horner, his wife makes fun of his dick.
Yeah.
And he makes fun of his own dick. Like when they were talking about like the space between like the side pods or the floor, and he was like, well, my wife always said that size doesn't matter. So like he doesn't care ultimately. He knows that this is a joke.
Yeah.
Whereas Toto Wolff would never.
Toto Wolff would never.
Also everybody talked about political speech with Seb's like helmet with the gay pride. And, Lewis with the gay pride flag, everyone with the gay pride flag. Yuki just in Bahrain said Nick DeVries is my boyfriend.
That's right.
He just said it.
Yeah,
he just went out and said it.
Yuki out here, like, doing activism, okay?
Wouldn't it be?
It's not symbolic.
It's
Yuki's
not
like, I'll suck your dick right now.
I love dick. What would 7-0 diminish? What would the FIA do if he was just like, I love cock? That's not really a political statement. It's just a fact.
I'm sorry, have you seen Nick DeVries' fucking abs?
Yeah.
Have you seen the abs?
Yeah.
No, Yuki, I'm glad Yuki fucking beat Nick DeVries.
Oh, my God.
Fucking happy about that.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried.
But everyone's like, well, Nick DeVries is a rookie. I'm like, well, no. You were like, he's the most experienced rookie ever.
Yeah.
Yuki, now they're like, wait, we got to give the guy some time. We got to give him some time. I'm like, wait, which one is it?
Yeah, right.
Because
I was happy about that. Logan Sargent. I mean,
he did pretty damn good.
He's looking pretty damn good. I don't know if he's, he's what we got as the Americans. Not exactly one of them my first choice, but here he is.
He and Lance will be neck and neck for best cut drivers, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Are they all cut in Florida? What do we know about cock in Florida? All right. We'll do a survey later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Sargent did well. Albon. I mean, like, it's a little bit. It's last verse same as the first. The only thing that feels like it's different. I mean,
Gasly had a terrible qualifying. That was worrisome. And then Esteban Ocon, one of our daddies, Esteban Ocon. Someone wrote. One of our daddies wrote. Matt, are you the race director this week? Like,
oh yeah, Ocon with the penalties.
That was fucking crazy.
Okay, so the penalties were he lined up
wrong.
an inch ahead of where he was supposed
to. You can't
to.
do that. That's dangerous.
Can't do that, bro. That's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
So that was 5 seconds. Then he comes in to do the pit stop, and I was watching it. I was watching it at a bar, so I couldn't hear what they were saying. But as they line up for the pit stop, you have to sit there for 5 seconds, and then you get to work on the car. As they were doing that, the car's there, and I just saw 2 of his guys me to get this front wing like primed and ready. And I was like, you can't do that. So then he has to come back in and do, I think, a 10-second penalty. And then he speeds in the pit lane and gets another penalty. And I was like, the race directors listened to the pod, obviously, because he started way ahead of Gasly, who's our fucking guy, who we started out, one of our first loves. And now, I can't have Gasly lose to Ocon, and they made sure
that can't happen.
Can't have that.
Can't happen.
Can't have that.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Okay, this is the Vettel thing. So now everyone's mad because they're like,
because Vettel ultimate FOMO. That's my nightmare. That's literally my nightmare. That's why I went to every party that someone invited me to.
Right.
I went to every party because I was like, that's the one party that's gonna be fucking great. And I just would go to the party and be like, yep, this party sucks.
Right.
And then I would go home being like, yep, and now I know that it sucks. But I just thought that the one party that I didn't go to was gonna get on the podium.
Right. And now you're
and that's Sebastian Vettel.
And now you're 13 years sober. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's not always the best plan of attack.
I almost literally tipped the fuck over.
No, okay, this is the Vettel thing, right? People were like, Vettel if he just stuck around one more year, but like Vettel does not fit on that. The vibe of that team.
There was
no
wrong.
room for Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel is a Gryffindor hanging out with a bunch of Slytherins. Like they couldn't be what they are right now. They needed someone who was evil and mean and bad. But also,
they needed someone with Lawrence Stroll to kiss Lawrence Stroll on the mouth like a godfather. Yeah.
Oh, the way that they hug, all the hugs between Lawrence Stroll and Fernando are like, fuck. I'm like, whoo. I'm like, can I get in there? Like, can I can I just fucking squeeze right in?
Because you want to know what it is? Because it's like Succession and Lance Stroll is Kendall.
Yeah.
And Lawrence is just like, you're not a killer.
Yeah, right.
Like, Fernando is like the son he wished he had.
No, Fernando is Skarsgård.
Fernando is Skarsgård.
Skarsgård, who's like coming in and is about to ruin all their fucking kids' lives.
Yeah.
And then Brian Cox is like, finally, an equal. And finally, he's met an equal in Fernando Alonso. But the other thing I have to say about Vettel, and Vettel does all the environmental stuff, right? You know that Fernando Alonso does that too.
Yeah,
His
quinoa, it's all sustainable.
Recycled material. Everything is recycled material. They have like a no carbon footprint, the whole thing. Because you know what? Because Fernando Alonso wants the world to he wants people to be in the world too for as long as he can, so he can rule them and dominate them, and they can be his servants. That's why, but he wants us to live. He doesn't want the sea levels to rise, but he's not out here.
He's not gonna have any subjects. Who's gonna watch him fucking win?
Obviously, what would have been kind of cool is if Vettel had filled in for Lance.
And Lance Stroll's like, I can do it. Yeah. I'm fine.
No, but I was here for Lance Stroll pushing through that. I was a little worried there was going to be like, wait, if there's a crash, is he going to be able to like get himself out of the car? Like seems to be legitimately dangerous. There was that video of like all of his crew members like literally lifting him out of the car. I was like, this is dangerous. And then, like, Lawrence Stroll said that, like, he did a sim, like, on Wednesday, did the whole length of the race. And then Brundle was like, but is that really, like, the same thing as actually driving the car? And Lawrence Stroll was like, yeah, it is. Fuck off. But,
we're done here.
There's a stereotype that Jews, we're not tough, I spent my life feeling, I have to fucking, like, amp up my toughness because I feel like the assumption is that Jews are, I got into a fight with a guy. I got into a fist fight with a guy on Park Avenue. Oh yeah, what did he call you?
Well, first it was crazy. He told me to get off his block. He was drunk, and because of toxic masculinity, I'm like, I'm not gonna just leave the block because you told me to leave the block.
Right. I'll leave the block when I want to leave.
He was like, you got 2 fucking minutes to leave the block, or I'll kick your ass. He was drunk. I was like, 2 minutes. He was like, 2 minutes, and I was like, plenty of time. So I waited 1 minute, and then I was gonna leave, and he's like, "You got to tell this other guy to leave." I'm like, "I'm not gonna do that." And he's like, "I guess we got business then." I take my sunglasses off. He takes his sunglasses. It's a great thing before you get in a fight. His guys are always like taking off their shit. It's like this whole ritual. And then he was like, and then he said something, and then he said, "Don't look at." And I took my sunglasses out like that. I took my sunglasses off, and I'm giving him a look. He goes, "Don't look at me like that, you green-eyed fuck." And I immediately took the pressure off because I was like laughing, and I was like, actually my eyes are more blue, but I am wearing a green shirt, so maybe it is bringing out the green in my eyes. Yeah. So I went down this like whole metrosexual route.
Right.
And then he was like, don't laugh at me, you dirty fucking Jew. And then I was like, how did he know? For people listening at home, I'm covering my nose. I was like, is that obvious? You know in Union Square when they're like, you want a menorah? You're a Jew, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, dude. The guy with the payoffs is like, hey, you, Jew.
Yeah.
Jew. It's like, fuck, dude, Jesus. Maybe I should get this taken care of. But I just don't want to be able to be identified.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just don't. I like my nose, but I don't like that, because of, I might be working at Mercedes against my will.
This is why we liked Daniel Ricciardo.
Yes.
Because of his fucking beautiful big ass nose.
But
then,
because he said dirty fucking Jew, I wasn't even angry. I'm like, well, now I have to fuck you.
Right. I have to fight you now. Yeah.
Anyway.
But I'm here for Lance Stroll fucking pushing through the pain, fighting through it. I'm like, oh, is this actually like maybe a sport now? Because like in other sports, people like play through injuries. Like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to prove to my dad / owner of the team that I'm an athlete.
That's right. But then in other sports, it's like, how'd you get that injury? It's like, well, because someone tackled me. And then in this one, it's like, I was cycling, getting ready for the year. I was on my bike.
Yeah, those clip-ins are tough. Did you see Biden take a fucking?
Yeah.
Well, Biden didn't have the clip-ins, but like he had the stirrups.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why do bikes? If you're not Lance Armstrong, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. The guys with the
I almost killed myself on a Peloton. With the the clip-ins where you have to literally dislocate your knee to fucking get. I'm like, Jesus, this is crazy.
I'm just trying to fucking lose a couple LBs.
I'm just trying to lose a couple LBs.
I'm just trying to raise my fucking aerobic floor. You know what I'm saying?
He's got 1 page written on.
Well, we have 5 pages of complicated notes. This is my fucking short sheet. What else is there to talk about? I mean.
Nico Rosberg.
Oh, he's fucking, he held out my fucking anti-vax king, dude.
Yeah.
My fucking...
Out here doing his own fucking research.
Doing his own research, dude. He's like, I was talking to Joe Rogan, dude, and I found out that like I can just get like some other shots and I'm chilling, dude.
What was that jacket? Was it suede?
He was looking fucking good.
He was looking good.
He was wearing white pants.
He was doing a little Jerry Horner, but he had a little accent.
He was wearing some cream. Some Jerry Horner sponsored cream.
And he's got his hair slicked back in like this fucking evil, just fucking pompadour.
He's loving. He's like, it's gonna be really fun, like watching Fernando and Lewis this year. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll see. Lewis, they have the better. And it's like he's dying for Fernando to beat Lewis.
Yeah. He doesn't. He wants to be the only guy. That's why he's pissed about Max.
I guess.
He wanted to be the only guy that beat him.
But he also
unequal machinery.
But you really think that he wants Lewis to just like? Do you think he wants Lewis to get the 8th?
The better Lewis is, the better it makes him.
I mean, I agree.
Wait. I'm just saying that's how he thinks.
Yeah, I agree logically, but he also like has this like Lewis got everything he wanted. Lewis lived the life that he always wanted. Lewis beat him his whole life. Then he beat him once. Last point wins. I'm fucking out of this shit forever.
Yeah.
I think that he does like not want Lewis to.
I love that we're talking about Nico Rosberg before Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah, of course.
It's more newsworthy on this podcast. I mean, Nico Hulkenberg came in. He fucking outqualified. He did to fucking K-Mag what K-Mag did to Mick Schumacher. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
But then he had some front plate damage, so his race went nowhere.
Yeah.
Those Haas's, they're fucking magnetic. They're just fucking constantly losing fucking front wings and shit.
Yeah.
They're schlemazzles is what they are. They're hapless. They're fucking hapless.
Yeah. Yeah, the Haas, Gunther Steiner needs to go, dude. He's got to get fired, dude. He needs to, no, okay, but look at
he's actually good at his job.
No.
What are you talking about? They're
overperformed. We keep kind of fighting about this, but I'm just like, do they? We'll see where they end up this year. They had one good year.
They had a couple of good years before we started watching.
They had a couple okay years.
Then there was the Russian oligarch year, which we won't talk about.
Yep. Oh wait, it's his birthday. Nikita Mazepin. And hey, and can I just say, he won his lawsuit. Oh, so he's like, I can compete in Formula 1 again? LOL, not going to happen. You can race in other places.
Whoa,
hey,
shit.
It was never...
He was like, hey, guys, I'm available.
So I know that there's a few birthdays in the crowd tonight.
Shout out to Gail.
Hell yeah. I don't want to yuck your yum, but you share a birthday with Nikita Massapin, which is a tough one. But happy birthday to you and Nikita. He posted, yeah.
You just ruined her birthday.
No, sorry. No, his Instagram is maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen. I mean, we talked about it before, but it was like today. It was like he had the cake, and it was just like there was like a bunch of like Death Eaters around him. Like, yes, Nikita, like eat the cake. Eat the cake, Nikita. Happy birthday. But you know what's interesting? I was thinking about this. I'm like, and we were talking about this today at the bar. I was like, how many more fun personalities are there left in F1? You know, it's like they're like obviously I'm like Daniel Ricciardo needed to go because it was too much. But like,
well, it just was slow.
But with the personality, I got the ick. But like.
Well,
there's
you need the speed to back it up.
Like now you need on track like this season on Love Island. Who's watching Love Island? Okay, this season of Love Island, like the cast like sucks. Like no one's real. Like other than Will, like no one's charming. Everyone's just kind of like dumb and hot, which obviously like is the point. But like they're so dumb and hot that it's like this season kind of sucks. But what's amazing about this season is that they all fucking hate each other. They hate each other. So then you're like, wait, I was so bored with you, but now this is so gripping to watch because there's so much tension in the room. And I need, like, F1 because I'm like, there isn't that much. Like, Kimmy's gone. Even, like, Seb would do some kind of kooky stuff. Like, you know, Lewis doesn't have that many more years left. Now, all we kind of have is, like, Yuki.
And Fernando.
But even Fernando, and Fernando. I want Fernando to, like, I was so mad when he got out of the car. He didn't do, like, you know that dance that he did, like, from, 06 or 05?
He's got to act like he's been there before.
When he was, like, doing the thing. I was like, please, like, do the dance again. I need to see the
when
dance.
he passed, who did he pass? And he was like, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, bye-bye. He's a fucking icon.
Yeah.
He's literally, I mean, you literally have a fucking Marvel supervillain in the grid.
Well, it's like evil has taken over. And what's nice about Formula One is that you can just like, it's like a thing where you can just like root for the bad guy.
Yeah.
You can root for the fucking like, because it's like, it so doesn't matter. And it's so not fair. And it's just like, it's fucking wrestling. And you can root for a heel. Like it's like in wrestling and boxing, it's like you root for the fucking heel. The heels are the fucking stars.
I will say this though.
Yeah.
He did race very fairly. Like he's great at, like he's not a dirty racer.
Yeah, he doesn't have that like
It's
Max,
his personality
I'll
that's dirty.
Yeah.
It's like he's not like Max where he's just like, I'll run you off the road.
Right.
He was very respectful in the way he went about it. And just a magician out there.
Yeah.
So I think people like to conflate those two, but Max is like, I will crash. I don't care. I'll crash.
Yeah, I'll put a car on top of your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Fernando's like, I'll blackmail my team.
Right, yeah. Oh,
but on track, I'm respectful.
Other than the one time when he didn't let Lewis with that qualifying, when he stayed in the thing.
Yeah, but Lewis didn't honor the agreement where they switch off.
Right. It was a little bit.
So in his mind,
it was tit for tat.
It was tit for tat, just like Max in Brazil.
Yeah.
He's like, I have my reasons.
People were like, why wasn't that included in Drive to Survive? Because Max held out and then now has final cut.
He's in the editing room and he's like,
in the editing room and be like, no, that's not staying in. Like this is how it works. This is a corrupt world, just like the world that we live in. But in this one, it's like kind of fun and stupid. So it can be kind of like fun to root for the bad guy. Should we do our awards? I mean,
no one seems to give a shit.
Obviously, they're all going to go to Fernando Alonso for the most part, but we can talk about some other things too. So, hottest moment of the day.
Fernando Alonso's fucking pass on the inside of Lewis fucking Hamilton.
Yeah. Yep. Wait, didn't Yuki do a double overtake?
I did.
Yuki did a double kill. He got De Vries, and I think he got Bottas. Yuki did a little double kill, and I was like, fucking good for you. You look happy and healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I was really sad for him.
Uh-huh.
He was like, because Yuki's just like.
She said Yuki was chasing Pierre the whole time. You can't let him go.
Yuki's like, let him go. You didn't have to cut me off. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody.
Now he's stuck with DeVries.
Yeah, that's a
This
fucking
is my
bummer.
boyfriend now. Damn. That's a downgrade. They both got the I mean, if you squint hard enough, you might be like, those are the same six-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Alonso, but I got to give Yuki some props for his little double kill.
Yuki saying that Nick DeVries is my boyfriend in Bahrain.
Yeah, that was hot.
That was fucking hot.
That was hot. That was amazing. I love him so. Oh my! I love him so much.
Yeah.
He doesn't even want to be a racing driver.
He's just trying to get his fucking stacks up.
But wait, did we see him? He posted those pictures that he's fucking got some abs going on.
Against
running
his
down those against his will.
He's like, I wish I was fat as fuck. But while I got it, I'll flaunt it.
He's like, I don't want to have these abs, but they're fucking forcing me to be fucking
forcing me to
cut.
have 8% body fat. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love Yuki.
Yep.
Fucking Nick DeVries is like, we're professional, and then Yuki's like, oh.
Yuki's like, kiss me, baby.
DeVries is like, no, come on, we gotta be serious.
Come on, man, we gotta be intimidating out there on the track.
And he's like, isn't my boyfriend hot?
He's such a fucking legend,
he's such a fucking treasure.
Dude, he's such a fucking Gen Z king.
Yeah.
He's such a fucking zoomer,
He was born
dude.
in 2000.
He was born in... Yeah, dude. Dude, he's such a Gen Z king.
Alonso literally could be his dad. Alonso could have had him when he was 24.
Yeah. I want Yuki to be in the next season of Euphoria, just hanging with the Euphoria kids. Just like at the party, everyone's like, knocked out on drugs, and Yuki's like, what's going on? What the fuck is going on?
Where's Pierre?
Yeah, where's Pierre?
Pierre told me this party would be cool. It's not cool.
It's not cool. Okay, daddy of the day. Wait, we gotta thank our daddies, some of whom are here tonight.
Woo!
We gotta thank our daddies, Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texeria, Julian Kim, girlfriend of Mad Lad Daddy Henry, Jay Lingle, Magnus Greaves, Spencer Grieve, singular, and Javier Mera and Michaela Stockton. So we got to thank our daddies of the pod. Daddy of the day, I mean, it's...
Fucking Nando, dude.
Yeah.
Or Lawrence Stroll, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, this guy bought his son a team. Okay, he bought his son a team, and everyone's like, this is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen. He's like, we're going to have a championship team in like 5 years. That's our goal is to be competing at the front. And they're like, you fucking dumbass. You are never going to win a world championship. Look at him fucking now. Look at him now.
Yeah.
He's literally making out with his new son, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah. I mean, we said that too. We said
it was dumb.
But we're hypocrites and we don't care.
But a couple weeks ago, we were like, you know what? Once Nando joined, because when Nando left Alpine, I was like, in my head, I was like, that's the dumbest thing you could ever do. But then I told myself, I was like, just you gotta I'm really good at tricking myself into believing things.
Yep.
So I was like, no, it's smart. It's smart. I mean, they got Dan Fallows, the Red Bull guy. They're building this new facility, which they haven't even moved into yet. Mm-hmm. They've got a Death Star that they're building.
Yeah, they haven't
even gotten into the Death Star yet.
They haven't even had the wind tunnel.
They haven't even had the wind tunnel time. They're gonna get some fucking development time.
It really is crazy.
It really is crazy.
What are the next few years going to look like?
Yeah, they're about to fuck the world for 72 hours. Damn, I feel amazing. Damn, I feel amazing.
Wait, I gotta say for hottest moment of the day, this was a sad moment, but it could have been hottest moment of the day.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put it for Red Valley.
That's a kink.
But when after Charles, the car goes out, and then he was on the side of the water, and he was right there, right? He was right there. He had the little bottle of water, and he was like drinking it, and I was like, just pour it on your tits, dude. Just pour it on your tits. Come on, dude. Just give us what we want. Just come on. And then look in the camera and like fucking one tear like coming down your face. I'm like, please, like you're single now. Come on, babe.
Did you guys see Charlotte's Sin? Oh!
The girls in front get it.
The girls who get it.
Woo!
Charlotte's Sin posting a picture.
Yes.
Of Max.
Being like
emotional damage.
Posting this, I'm like, this is kind of some toxic behavior.
Also, Jenny Sue Birnbaum, producer Jenny. Charlotte Scene did allegedly do a drop shipping scam.
Yeah.
It's on our
Allegedly,
Patreon.
people are saying that Charlotte Scene.
She
bought charms for like 30 cents and then sold them for like $500.
And they said like live, fucking laugh, love, or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
George Russell's like, I should get that for my girlfriend. She would love that, I think.
She's a millennial.
Yeah. Okay, we have daddy. I mean, are there any other daddies besides Lawrence and
Lawrence
and
Stroll
Alonso?
just being two gay dads together.
Yeah.
Or is that daddy-son play? That's more daddy-son play.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. We're getting into some dangerous territory. Let's,
That's where I like to be right on the limit.
I mean, you gotta give it a little bit to Max. I mean, Max is like the first.
I literally forgot that he was in the race. I was like, oh yeah, Max. Max was like, it's getting lonely up here.
Oh yeah, he did say that. He said that he felt lonely during the race. I'm like, what a fucking legend. Okay,
Yeah.
no, but like now we're real formula. Like for all of us who are like we're new for the most part, right? And like what they always say, it's like it's not really about who wins. You know, it's like. And as Americans, we're like, wait, that's what it's about. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, no, but like, there's so much stuff going on in the midfield, like all this midfield. And it's like Max is going to just destroy the world.
Yeah.
Gonna fuck the world for 72 hours. And now it's we can focus on these like, oh yeah, well he was like 45 seconds ahead.
And here's the scary thing. Here's the fucking scary thing. Bahrain's not even their track. Like Max has never won in Bahrain before.
Right, they lost.
This is like he's like, man, Bahrain, I suck at Bahrain.
And there is like a Bahrain curse, or like the first win curse, right? That like for the last like 6 years, whoever won the first race like got runner up or didn't win. But you know what? Those 6 years didn't meet fucking Max Verstappen, dude.
Yeah.
Like Max Verstappen, it's like everyone hates him. It's like I get it. Everyone hates Red Bull, like whatever. But like, come on.
But why
dude.
don't you
like,
hate Mercedes?
Well, because people like Lewis, because it's Lewis. People love Lewis.
Yeah, but just say
and
you
hate
like
Max.
Lewis.
Right.
Why is Toto getting all this fucking residual shit? I don't like it.
Because he's hot.
Because he's hot.
Because he's hot. But you're all, you gotta, we're getting older. Everyone in this room getting older. Okay? Whether you want to believe it or not. And as we get older, we have to understand that,
beauty's only skin deep.
It's like, it's really about the personality. It's like, I don't really have a type, and it's just like, it's about the personality.
Yeah.
But like, that's true.
I will say this about Max.
I mean,
First of all, someone who worked with Max said he's actually a really nice guy.
yes.
Okay, here's the other thing I'll say about Max. Shut up. You're not a daddy. I'll tell you to shut up. Okay, here's the other thing I'll say about Max, and I've said it before. With what we know about his upbringing.
Oh, you're gonna bring up
his childhood?
Yeah, his childhood.
You're gonna bring up his childhood?
Whose childhood do people love talking about?
Yeah.
Lewis's. Whose childhood do people love talking about? Fucking Ocon's. Like, there's lots of childhoods that people like.
And he never talks about it because
it was rough.
Yeah. He you know what? Given his upbringing, he should be like this in a fucking straitjacket.
Yeah.
Like in Arkham prison right next to the fucking Joker.
Yeah.
Okay? The fact that he has a relationship and
in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
When
That's
she has to walk by all the cells where you can't even see who the fuck is in there, and to get to Hannibal Lecter, he's in those cells.
He should be in one of those cells.
That's where he should be, in one of those cells.
And then his mom tweeted some crazy things, and I was just like, oh, he just didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
This guy did not have a chance.
No, relative, because everything's relative.
Yeah.
He's
Jesus Christ. He's Jesus Christ. If I had Max Verstappen's parents, I wouldn't be winning world championships. I'd be in fucking jail. I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
And he's still pretty young.
He's so young. I mean, he's unreal. He is the best. He's the best talent since Lewis. Like they are on that same level. And people thought that Oscar Piastri was like maybe gonna. It's like we've had all these like people. They won F2, they won F3, they won F2. They had the
Max didn't even get to F2.
They just put him in a car when he was like 16. He's like, I've only been driving cars for like 6 months, and they were like, fuck it.
He didn't even have a driver's license.
Wins his fucking first race in a Red Bull.
Wins his first fucking race. Everyone's like, it takes time. I'm like, not for fucking Max. Didn't take any goddamn time.
No learning curve there.
But and you know what? And this is what I've learned about drivers that I like. None of them take themselves that. Max doesn't really take himself that seriously. That's baller.
That's sick.
That's sick.
They're stripping paint off the car.
But like,
and he's wearing fucking gold shoes. Like, fucking hold my beer. Can you imagine how?
You want to know why they're 2 pounds?
Fast he'd be?
Because
you know
he fucking
he'd be if he wasn't wearing those gold shoes, dude.
Because he doesn't let off the fucking gas. That's why. He's like, I'm gonna keep this shit down. Gold is the heaviest metal. That's what it fucking was.
Max is the gold standard, dude. Okay, red flag of the day.
Was almost Lance Stroll. Almost Lance Stroll.
Right.
Hilariously avoiding catastrophe.
Yep.
And then Aston Martin just not telling him. Just straight up just being like, we don't know. Oh, you were hit? That's weird. Red flag of the day. Who do you guys think?
Ferrari's engine.
I mean,
Carlos?
Why Carlos?
Why Carlos? Oh yeah, he let his dad's like best friend.
Yeah.
And then Fernando was like, bye bye.
You want to know something else? You know who also kind of wishes Fernando was his son? Carlos Sainz Sr.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the documentary? Those two love each other. They have a great relationship. They're like making out. Carlos Sainz is like, cool. Great, I'll just be over here.
I think McLaren. I mean, like McLaren.
No, red flag of the day is all the Daniel Ricciardo fans being like,
yeah.
Guess Daniel wasn't the problem.
But though I mean, this is like it's like everyone is saying this, but like it would suck. Like Oscar Piastri with that whole fucking thing, and then like this is race 1. It's like welcome to the NFL, bitch.
No,
like fucking.
Okay, but I will. When you look at the decisions people make in history, you have to go with like what they knew at the time.
Right. Yeah.
What he knew at the time was that Fernando was like, I'm staying at Alpine.
Right.
That's what he was telling everyone, and they're like, you're gonna give you a year at Williams. You're gonna get your feet wet there, and then Zach Brown was like, hey. So what he knew at the time was that he had a guaranteed seat in McLaren, so he took it. Obviously, he's fucking killing himself now, but what can he regret? He didn't know.
It is iconic that Zach was like the team principal that they like had on call for like all of Bahrain. They were like, and this weekend we got Zach Brown on the bill. And then they kept calling, and he's just like, yeah, like this is a tough one, isn't it? However, in IndyCar, Pato O'Ward got second place today.
Friend of the pod.
So, you know, not all McLarens are doing so bad.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. IndyCar. There's actually some drama in IndyCar.
Can't find Jenny's notes.
Yeah. Wait, you had your hand raised earlier. What's going on, Daddy?
Two questions.
Yes.
One, when was the Kamoa hat purchased? Two, how much sexual tension do you think there is between Alonso and Mr. Stroll?
Actually, you know what? Hey, guy there, take notes, okay? That was a way to ask a kind of fucked up question, but in a way that was like a little better.
A little nuanced.
Now, you think Checo and Jerry Fox did? What position, bro? Okay, so Kimo hat, when did you get the Kimo hat? You got a lot of Kimo merch now.
Okay. Brian fucking, started the train. He got it for me for my birthday.
Yeah.
I was really mad at you.
Uh-huh.
I was really pissed at you.
Yeah.
I mean, perpetually I'm pissed at Brian.
Yeah.
But I was mad at you, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking say some shit to Brian. And then I got something in the mail, and I opened it up, and it was quinoa, and it was all wet. It was just soaking wet.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this stuff is awesome. And then I went on the website, and it's all like, I mean, this isn't a shot at you, but it's all like really cheap. I'm like, why is this so cheap? It's like this hat was like, it was like 3 for $12. It's so cheap. It's so fucking cheap. The merch we sell is more expensive than the
Which
fucking...
we will be selling in the back after the show.
Yeah.
Also, stay after and buy some drinks.
Yeah.
We have a drink
Bar
minimum.
minimum. Yeah.
Okay, but then...
So yeah, I was just like, fuck, I guess I have my wardrobe sorted.
Oh, and I'm wearing my Red Bull hat. That's also when Red Bull was paired up with Aston Martin. This is an Aston Martin. Read and weep, babe. Number 1 and number 2 this year, okay?
Yeah.
And then what you asked is, do you think there's tension between Fernando and Mrs. Stroll? Sexual tension between Fernando and Mrs. Stroll. Here's the thing about powerful people. Powerful people kind of like being degraded. It's like the problem with 50 Shades of Grey is that, like, the guy who is, like, the CEO, billionaire, whatever, isn't like, well, let me, like, dominate in this other. It's like, no, step on my balls, tie me up, and spit in my face, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's a world in which Lawrence Stroll, master of the universe, is like, yeah.
Nando, fuck my wife.
Yeah, Nando, fuck my wife, come on. And we don't kink shame here on the Red Flags podcast.
So if that's what Lauren...
And so that's how I'm choosing to answer that question.
I am actually a little sex negative.
You are sex negative. Matt's sex negative and I'm sex pos.
Brian's sex positive, but sometimes I'm just like, Brian, you got too much time on your hands. Maybe. That's what I am. Just like, when it gets to be too time consuming, I become sex negative. You're like, Brian's like, I'm exploring this, I'm exploring that. I'm like, maybe read a book? I don't know, something else. I mean, yeah.
An audiobook. I'll read a book on Kama Sutra. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anything?
Ethical slut.
Any other topical? Any other things? What are we looking forward to with this? I mean, I just feel like the only thing to look forward to is what's going to happen with Fernando.
Yeah.
I mean, I am curious about the Alpine stuff. We didn't really learn much today because Ocon got so fucked.
I am curious for that battle.
Yeah.
We just kind of got coitus interruptus with that battle because Ocon really fucked. Nice. Ocon really fucked up Gasly. I'm like, is Pierre's career about to be over? It's like, this is what I love about Formula One is like, it's like you're watching Game of Thrones. Like anybody could be fucking dead in any, like their career could be, I'm like, his career could be over. Like Pierre could be the hottest prospect, just fucking mowed down by this stretched out fucking chipmunk.
Oh wait, can I say that a red flag of the day was George complaining that Lewis ahead of him was too slow? And it's
already happening.
But just like George like has this whole ethos where he's just like, all I have is respect for Lewis, like I love him so much, blah, blah, blah. But then it's just like, Aston, I'm just like, dude, like he's better, he is still better than you. And if he's being slow, there's probably a reason, like he is still that guy.
He's still that bitch.
And George, you're not that guy yet. So just chill out a sec.
Well, yeah, what's interesting is I feel like what we're starting to learn is that George is a better qualifier.
Right. George has there's racers who have quali pace and there's racers who are good racers. Yeah. And like Charles has the quali pace, but Charles kind of can't defend for shit. Like Charles like doesn't know how to like take up the fucking road. He's like, well, I don't want to be rude. And it's like
He raced
why
Max.
Why do you think that last year was the way that it was? Beyond the other things, but it's just like
no, he fought Max pretty close. The first race, they fought like fucking crazy.
They did.
And Lewis is better on his tires, and he's got like at the end of a tire stint, he can fucking just milk it that last bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's where George is also secretly fucking psycho and will just crash into a motherfucker. So he's still, even though he looks really polished, he's still a little rough around the edges. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I feel like he's just like an understudy, and then Lewis is like, I'm gonna be here until I get my 8th, and he's just like, fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time.
God damn it.
Yeah, what do you got?
The video of all the drivers saying what actors would play them.
Oh.
Yuki Tsunoda said Jason Statham.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was amazing.
Someone in our DMs was like trying to like insist that was wrong. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Jason Statham.
He is a genius.
Jason Statham. I'm like, oh, someone's watching good movies. Yeah. But what I loved about Lando Norris is he was like Tom Holland. I was like, actually, that's perfect.
That was perfect. That was good.
Everyone else was like DiCaprio, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc has no idea what he looks like.
Who did he say? Who did Charles Leclerc say?
He said,
Oh, yeah, what the fuck was he doing with that one? Noah,
Wait. No, but he's objectively better looking than every actor in Hollywood. So who's he going to name?
Anyone he was going to name. Okay.
He's better looking than Timothée. Okay?
But it would
Timothée would be the ugly Charles.
But it would be Timothée. It would be Timothée.
Timothée would be like, I'm a race car driver.
No, but that's Charles's vibe.
Yeah,
it's like, just with the French accent.
Yeah.
Charles has like.
Timothée speaks French too.
Yeah, like literally. Charles Leclerc has like, he's like moody, like you know, like in anime when it's like the cheeks always flush.
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc is in a perpetual state of like the anime cheek flush moment. He's just always like kicking his foot, and then the cheeks flush. He's so cute. Yeah. It's great. They did that Formula One, like they released that like for beginners, like here's what Formula One is, and I was like, they did fail to mention how cute Charles Leclerc is in that video. They failed to mention how hot Fernando Alonso is.
Yeah.
You know.
He is fucking hot. I've been saying it for years.
But okay. Here's a question I want to have, and I was getting into a little bit of fight about this, and you know what? I already know what you fuckers are gonna say. But Max Verstappen is hot. And get over it. Yes. You know when Max Verstappen is at his hottest? Okay,
when
here's the thing with Max Verstappen. Here's the thing with Max Verstappen. He lacks some color, right? He's a bit pale.
He's on the sim too much.
He's doing the 24-hour Le Mans simulator when he's a professional race car driver. So he doesn't get in the sun much. But when he's at his best is after a race and he's flushed and his hair is kind of messy, and he's on that podium, and the jawline is the jawline, and it's fucking there, and Max Verstappen is fucking hot. And I think that people don't... He's Ramsey Bolton. That's a good fucking hot.
Flamey, Daddy.
Yeah, I just think that that's important to recognize.
What's up, Daddy?
What about the red flags test? If you saw him on the street and he's not a Formula One driver, would you hook up with him?
Oh.
All right, enough, guys.
If the question was if we saw him on the street, would we hook up with him? But I don't think that's the red flags test.
No, I say that all the time. I say that about Lando Norris all the time. I'm like, if you saw him on the street, though.
Lando's hot.
No, if you saw him on the street, though.
He's hot. And he's taller than you thought. He did that whole thing with Kim Illman. He did the whole YouTube video about how tall is Lando Norris.
Kim Illman's like, let me measure you.
Literally.
Let me measure you.
It was fucking weird.
It was the lotion
so
in the basket.
That Kim Illman was like, let me measure. Yeah. Who is for people who don't know, he's like a photographer.
But he has a YouTube channel.
But he's like trying to be a YouTube, like he's trying to be like.
And he like talks
hey
about
guys.
all the people that he snipes from like 10. He's like, I got a picture of her from like 10 million miles away.
Yeah. And he's like, and they're always looking lovely when they come into the paddock.
Yeah.
Like, yes. But if you ever use one of his images and you're not supposed to, he'll like sue you. Like from what we've heard. Anyway, he did this YouTube video where he was like, let's measure. There's all this debate over how tall is Lando Norris really. So like, I've bought a tape measure. And I'm going to measure, and then he's like, but let me put a little joke on him. And he cut out the tape measure to make him appear shorter. He actually fucked it up and made him tall. It was just like this.
Wait, so how tall was he?
I think he's like 5'9", almost 5'10", dude. Yeah? No. You know what? Watch the fucking video when you get home.
Fernando is 4'10".
And height, you know what? The men with the height. This is our toxicity. This is our dysmorphia. Is men with regards to height. And as someone who was very short, someone who had to take growth hormone, it's a toxic thing that our society has. And I support our short kings being fucking ogled at because I think it's important for society. That Lando Norris being short is recognized as being hot. And short guys have big dicks. I used to have one, and then I got taller. Now it's gone. Okay. I feel like we're kind of coming to an impasse. We got one more. This is the last. You had your chance, and it's gone. Okay. What do you want to talk about? Are we going to any races this year?
Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen. Hopefully, all
Miami.
3 American races.
Yeah.
There are some things that we can't talk about, but hopefully all 3 American races, and maybe Mexico or Canada. And so we'll hopefully be at all those races this year.
Yeah. Hopefully the races will be better than this one. Hopefully we won't get coitus interruptus with, Piastri and De Vries and Yuki. And, Ocon and Gasly. There's a lot to look forward to, I think, this season. But mainly just fucking pure evil taking over. Just a reign of terror and darkness.
I think it's important maybe that we close out the show with everyone giving, as we would say, a one big Alonso.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Alonso! Thank you, Vegas! Stick around. Stick around. We're going to hang for a bit. Keep having some drinks. And tip your bartenders. Thank you, Chelsea Music Hall. We love ya.
Bye, Vegas!